Hi everybody, this is Mr. Roche. We are working with Java, and we were working with a very cool drawing panel. Mine's drawing panel 2, which extends JPanel. Forget about this. Don't worry about this for right now. That helps you animate, and we'll get into that later. But what we've done right now is we've made a drawing panel that extends JPanel. Okay. And what we're doing is we're working on drawing a smiley, okay? And what we did was we created a paint component method that overrides the paint component of its parent, okay? And we talked about overriding overrides parent method, okay? And it's how we're able to draw. Because the big problem here is that we have to get the graphics element. And paint component, it just comes to it. Like the operating system sort of calls this up and passes graphics to it. And we can use it to our advantage. This is what we're doing. And this is one of the great things about object-oriented code is that people have figured out how to do this like up in the parent. And then what we can do is we can descend from the parent and use the capability of paint component to do our drawing, which is what we're doing, okay? And what I'm hoping you guys can do, let me see if mine will work. I'm hoping that you can get this and then get some smiley faces. But I'm pretty psyched about this, and it's looking like pretty good here. And I guess what I want to do is just give you some background on how to get started. Okay, so you can see my smiley faces, and I'm feeling good. Okay, I'll feel better when I get the whole thing made. But this looks pretty awesome. Okay, so but when you're drawing like this, what you want to do is you want to work in terms of relative coordinates. Okay, and that's sort of the big lesson here. And what I'm doing is no matter what the window is, I'm gearing the smiley to be the size of the short side of the window. And then what I'm doing is I'm centering it. Okay, and that gives us a good kind of look to all the smileys, right? That looks like they're well centered, okay? Another thing I'm doing that's weird is that I'm setting up, I want to make a big band around here, and you need some special knowledge to do that, okay? So let's go. So what the smart thing we've done right now too is that we've, this is drawing the background window. So what I do is when it's time to paint, I'm going to set the color to be the background color, which is this line here, which makes sense. And then what I do is just draw a big rectangle that fills up the background so it clears out whatever was there before. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and then I'm going to call up a method that we're writing right now called draw smiley, and we're going to jump to that. So inside your class for the drawing window, we need to make a method called draw smiley. Okay, it's called up above. This is the call to it. Okay. And all the details for drawing the smiley are going to be down here. And there might be a lot of them, okay? So the point here is that this gives us sort of a level of abstraction. So I say draw smiley up here, and as long as I'm sure that it works, it's great because I don't have to think about what the details are like, okay? But down here, we need to figure out the details. Okay, so maybe step one, we figure out the center of the window so we know where to put the smiley, okay? Get center of window. Okay, and our class has the window size. Okay, so so it's easy to go CX for center, say for example, and then what it's going to be is it's going to be window a width, the width of the window, which is a class variable, divided by 2. Okay. You can run with this. If I go like this, it'll be sort of okay with this, okay? But what's going on is that, well, this is actually using an integer and dividing by an integer. If I go like this, it might give me trouble, okay? Because what's going on is that there's a type mismatch, because right now it's doing double division by an integer, and so this is the most extreme case. So it's going to like return like a double, or try to. And I could go like this with this and force it to become an int. Okay, so that's what it works. Like you can also do like in a pinch, you can just do this. Okay, because I think this will work too. But I think this actually, to make sure that the math gets done, I would go with this. Okay, so that makes sense. And then it might take a little bit more like time and memory and stuff, but we'll live. I'm going to find a Y, and this gets us the height. Okay, so this gets us the dead center of the window, which is what we want. Okay. Okay, now I need to start making the smiley, so I need to know which is the shortest dimension, and this is what we did in class. We did something like this. We said int short d, okay, and we could actually do like an if-then statement, but what we learned in class was that we could use the min function, so we can say math dot min of width and height, and it'll give us the smaller of the two, and that will give us the short dimension. Okay. Next thing I want to do is I want to make a bounding box around the smiley, but I don't want the smiley to take up the entire space of the window. So I need to make a kind of a smiley width. Okay. So this is my smiley width, or we'll call it smile, because you want to make sure we don't confuse. There's a lot of widths in here now. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do something like this. Okay, we know the short d, so I'm going to do some division here. I'm going to take the short d, say times like, I don't know, point or 0 point like 80 or 85, and that'll give us like 80% of like whatever the shortest width is. So it's like a proportion to whatever the d is, and that's good. Okay, so we want to do this, and we can actually sort of play with this. Like we animate, we can make this like kind of grow and expand and stuff, and that'd be cool. And that's really good. Okay, so then the next thing we do, so we have this. We have the kind of the location where the center of the smiley has to go, and then what we need to do now is start drawing like the window. Okay, so that's what I want to do. So the next step is to kind of like start drawing. Or let's say draw big yellow circle. Okay, and we could make this better. We could have different colored smileys and stuff like that. Okay. But let's start out with the big yellow thing. So we're going to need like a yellow color, okay? You could put this as a class variable, but we need some variable for yellow. So what I want to say is I know G, which is my graphics object. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to say G set color. And then I need something for like a yellow color, okay? Okay, and right now, so I got to kind of set up a variable for that. Like yellow color has to be something. So I could go color, yellow color, okay, and then I could equal, like I have to make a color object, so I'm new color yellow. Color, they come with their own thing. Okay, that's one way to do this, and this will be happy here. I think I'm gonna have to import color. Let's see what my problem is with that. Let me see. Oh, there might be another. Let me see. New color. Oh, I just have to go like this. I'm sorry, I'm using it wrong. So I can go like this and just say that. Okay, because they're not going to make a construction for it. So I can use the kind of the can color, or else I can make my own. And one way to do that is to go to the online color picker. You know, find something that you like. I don't know. That's kind of cool. Kind of yellowy. You know, it could be dark. It could be whatever. I think I was picking something like this before. I'm going to go like this and copy that, and then go back to the code, and I can go like color, yellow color, and it equals. I can make a new color object and go color here, and then I can just paste those colors in. Okay, so this is kind of like my yellow color that I like. Now I'm going to get an error because I have two doubly defined yellow colors, so I'm just going to keep this one out. Okay. So that's good. And then what I got to do is I got to draw the circle. So I'm going to say G, fill oval. Okay, and then I have to give it some coordinates, right? So if I do this, like I need an X and a Y, okay? And basically it's going to work with CX and CY, but I need to do some work with it. So I'll pick CX, I'll pick CY. That's not exactly what I want, but I want the smile width, and I want the smile width because it's square. I want two smile widths, okay? So to do this, what I need to do is I need to subtract from X like half of a smile width, okay? So I'm going to say like int smile with divided by 2.0 or something like that if I wanted to, okay? And that will be good. And then the same thing will happen here with CY. So let me paste it in there. And then that will draw the, here, let me do it this way so you can see it too. It's a long line. So luckily Java lets you do this. So you can write lines like this too. And everybody's happy. Okay. And so it's kind of a way to organize all your stuff. So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing an X like this, Y like that, and smile with, well, smile, whatever. Okay, so what that should do is it should draw an oval for you. Let's see what that looks like, okay? So here we go. And running it, that's not bad. That looks pretty good, right? So we're getting our windows, and we're getting our smiley, okay? I like my color because the yellow here is a little bit different, and that's good. And, you know, we're doing all right. Okay, that seems fine, okay? Now, smileys have a big black border around it, okay? And that actually causes a little bit of trouble for Java, like the abstract windowing toolkit. Okay, so let me get out of this. Let me just turn it off, get rid of the windows. Okay, now what I want to do is the bottom thing here is to draw a black ring. Okay. Okay. So basically what I have to do is I have to set the color to black. So you know how to do that. Scream it out right now. That's right. It's G set color, and then you're going to say color black and pick one of the static colors that are available. And you know what static means. That's why we're using it. We can use it. It's a static variable. It's around for people to use. So that sounds good. Okay, and then what I would do is I'd try this, but you're going to see, like, if I just do the fill oval and draw oval, okay, instead of fill oval, right? I'm going to do this, and I can literally take the exact same thing and try to do it, but it makes this kind of like small line, which kind of sucks. So let's look at that for a second. Hopefully it'll work. So yeah, you can see it's like this tiny little line, which is not great. Okay. So here's a little like kind of tricky thing that you can do. Okay. So hang on. Okay. So let's turn this off. Okay. And here's what you can do. There is another type of graphics object. Like, you know how you convert doubles into ints? You can convert graphics G into kind of a super kind of graphics G. So you go like this. You say graphics 2D. Okay. And we'll call this like GG. Okay. G2. And what it's going to equal is graphics 2D. So I'm cast converting G up to this other object. This might cause a problem here. I think I already imported it because I tried this earlier, but you might need to go to source and organize imports to make sure graphics 2D is there for you. You might have like an import error here. Okay, I'm okay. And now what I'm going to do is, because it's graphics 2D, there's some extra functions that come with it, like G2. I think it's like set stroke. There's a thing called set stroke. See it? Okay. So I had to look this up, but this command will sort of work with it. Okay, so I'm gonna have to make a stroke and see how, like, there's another object called a basic stroke object. Okay, so I have to go organize imports for that and have it be okay. This is all inside Java, but now what I do is I set a 10-point stroke around it. So you can mess around with this number and make them like thicker and smaller and stuff like that. Okay, but now I have to use graphics G. Okay, so see these two commands right here. I'm going to cut them, okay, and so this is like with special G2, okay. So and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put them in here, and instead of using the old graphics, I'm going to use the new graphics, okay. And I think this will set up my thing. I don't have so much time, so let me see if I can get this done. So here comes the try, and we'll try to run it. And we got where we got before. Okay, that looks great. Okay, so your job in the last 10 seconds is to do this and make the eyes and the rest of it. Okay, so do your best, experiment, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.